So normally we get to see the same old homes over and over and over again, and I feel like it's a special treat when we come across a gem, just a special, beautiful piece of artwork that just changes things up a little bit. And today we found that here in Genola, Utah, with this beautiful home from a brand new builder. So let me turn you around, I'll tell you all about it. All right, y'all, say hello to the Serendipity from JLR Contractors. This is actually a really unique home in terms of the owner was actually the designer of the home, which is pretty neat. Grabbed a lot of inspiration from all of like the old style Utah homes, little bit of Southern charm in there as well, and mashed that all together into this beautiful, beautiful brick home. Now, on the exterior, obviously you can see all of these columns just kind of wrapping around. It's kind of got like a little bit of a cottage feel here on the back. And then what she said is her husband wanted a castle, so it's kind of got like a castle-y feel on the back. But pretty neat looking. Just look at all of the detail above the windows. A lot of stained glass. She's been collecting kind of different pieces from across the country for a while, and the home was kind of built around a lot of that, which is pretty neat. Now, inside, you are going to find 4 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms. You did have the 2-car garage, and all of this sits inside of 10,240 square feet. So it's kind of got this nice big covered front porch right here with like the teal roof, like ceiling, which looks neat. And then just spectacular views of this Utah Valley, which is amazing. Now, if you are interested in a home similar to this, you can expect to pay between $3 and $3.5 million. But with that, let's get inside and see what all we can find. All right, here we go. So this is interesting, it's unique. This is your front door right here. And it's wild. It's so far away from like, not so far away, but like, it's not like what we typically see where you enter right into like the kitchen or the living room or something along those lines. You have like a proper kind of mudroom space, right? Again, with like these glass windows. A lot of these came from different parts of the country. And I probably need to, on homes like this that have had so much involvement from an owner, gosh, one day I need to get to the point where like they do the tour and I just kind of showcase kind of their thoughts and ideas behind it, because I got to walk around with her and everything and get that story. But pretty cool. Like this right here, I think she said these 2 windows on these doors came from Oregon, and you can see they're kind of old and cracked. So what they had to do was kind of encase them in glass, and then they built the doors kind of to match the windows or to fit the windows. So super custom. And there's just so much of that throughout this whole home. And I'm gonna try and do it justice, but we'll see. Anyway, you do have like a little coat hook right here. And then from there, you enter into your first powder room, or the powder room. And again, kind of and you're gonna see a lot of this, a lot of stained glass throughout the home, just to kind of add to that kind of cool cottagey feel. But nice little pedestal vanity, and then it wraps around this partition wall right here where we've got the toilet. And then from there, you have access out onto this side balcony, which we will get to. There's a bunch of different ways to access it, but it just makes it where you've got views from all over the different parts of the home. Now, we are going to go ahead and start over on this side of the house. I'll just give you like a good pan of everything. And you can kind of see where they kept that kind of traditional feel in terms of like it's not open concept and each room is its own room, which is pretty neat. But we'll start over here in this family room. Just nice and open. Went with the wood stove. It's a nice exposed beam up above that. Just tons of space. I think it's interesting and neat, and I was so excited when I pulled up, just because, like, you know, I know what we tour all the time, right? And that's kind of what I was explaining, was that it's neat, it's interesting in the fact that it breaks things up from what we normally tour. Now, the other cool thing about it is that this, she bought this lot and then tore the home down, but the home itself had to sit on the original footprint, or at least pretty close to it. And so in order to get around that, you've got this beautiful sunroom right here, which is all enclosed, but as you can tell, there's got the exterior wall right here. So they were kind of able to get around that and have this beautiful sitting space, again, with access out onto the balcony. And the neat thing about this is it sits right off of the master bedroom. So pretty cool. I love this big old swing right here. I could see just hanging out in here. Now, as we are walking through this home, let me know what you like, what you might want to change or rearrange if this home was yours. Love to hear that in the comments. And also, we're here for the Utah Parade of Homes. We tour homes all across the country, though. So if you love this home or other homes, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and it kind of helps us move across the country and get into beautiful homes like this. So this is pretty neat, this patio space. You got like this pergola on one side, and then it's open on the other side. I'll give you a quick little view down. There's walkout basement. There's a lot of like balcony and patio spaces all around this home, just so you could take it all in, which is awesome. I could be mistaken. I think she said it sits on, the property itself sits on 5 acres, and then it's kind of surrounded by a couple different farms, which is neat. So it gives you a little bit of that elbow room. And then from there, you transition into the master bedroom. And you can actually access this from 2 different points, but the sunroom is kind of where we came. Now, another thing was this mantle. This was another piece that she brought into the home. I'm telling you, if you've got a cool story and you got some time, you've got a cool home that you just built, let me know. I want to come and hear it. I want to share it from your perspective. I think that's something I want to start working towards in the future. You know what I mean? I think that would be neat. I've dabbled in some of that stuff, but I've never done like a full video of it. So I think it would be fun. Anyway, from there you transition into the ensuite. You got a little sauna over here. And then back behind us is the water closet. Nice and spacious. And then from there you enter into like the bathroom itself. So double vanity, clawfoot tub, which was actually part of the original structure. They refinished it and just kept it, which was neat. And then into the closet. So tons of space in here. Some nice little port windows almost. And I love that they just kept like this theme Because, I mean, keep in mind, this is a brand new home, right? Built for the parade. They said it took a little over a year to build, and then they've designed it for like 2 years. So just pretty neat in terms of the things that you can do. I always think about, you know, new homes is like having, I don't know, they're just all, I just keep going back to that. They're like all the same. You're going to have, you know, the Pella windows and all that stuff. And I'm sure you have that in here as well. But just being able to access or have some of these other features within like a new construction home is pretty neat. Anyway, it does have an elevator. Not going to ride this one, but it does have it. It goes to all 3 floors, the basement, this level, as well as the upper level, which y'all just wait till we get up there. That thing is cool. But this is kind of another little corridor that takes you back to both the family room as well as the dining room. Now, again, someone does kind of live here. Just, we're in the parade, so we're not going to be diving into too many closets. There's some closets that I'll open up, but not too many, just out of respect for the owner. But then you do have the laundry room, the main level laundry room. So again, the seafoam, I love that color too. And just the neat little white and black, or white and teal tiles, looks really neat. You've got your wash basin. And then there are several arches throughout this home. My favorite is actually the barrel vault going into the kitchen, which we'll get to momentarily. But you do have this dining room space just kind of off of, so we're back to the family room and the entryway, just to orient you a little bit. But you have the dining room. And then we'll just step out here real quick. We're not going to go too far into it, but I just want to be able to show you the different sides of the home and the elevations and all that stuff. But you've got like this beautiful little garden patio space back here. Little fire pit. Just kind of neat what they did. So this is actually access from the garage straight back here. And then I guess this would be like the side door. And then from there you have another closet right here. And then next to that is the office space, which kind of looks out into the garden, which is pretty neat. It's got views of the mountains. And then from there, we start working our way into the kitchen. And you have this beautiful barrel vault right here with these kind of china cabinets on either side. She said this wasn't actually going to be part of the home initially. She was just going to have some hutches on either side. And then, I don't know, I'm so glad that she did this barrel vault though, because it looks spectacular. And then from there, you enter into this kitchen, which is probably even more spectacular. It's just grand and gorgeous looking, you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. And it's got some really cool things. I like opening drawers, and I know there are some in here that I get to open and kind of share with you. But nice big island. You do have one trash can drawer right here, and then there's another one over by the sink as well. And then there is some storage up underneath of the front side of the island. You've got these 2 little spindles and then quartz countertops throughout. And then on this side, you have your refrigerator and freezer right here. And then this is your appliance garage. Cabinets going all the way up to the ceiling, all the way around, which is very nice. And then you've got your kind of 45 range with pot filler, beautiful tile going all the way up to the ceiling, nice big range hood. And then you have all of these little drawers and cabinets. Then in the middle of that, kind of like a little breakfast bar, a little breakfast nook with this wraparound bench, which is pretty neat. And again, they had the table refinished. It was just another piece that she had, but she had it matching, or she had it sent off to match the cabinet color, which is cool. And then some little under bench drawers. I was looking to see if there was any further back. I don't think so. And then on this side, you've got this beautiful glass cabinet. And then next to that is just some more cabinet space. And then you have this beautiful apron sink looking out onto your front patio with views off into the distance. Now I asked her kind of what the idea was behind like the layout and the floor plan of her home. And she was like, well, there's beautiful views all in the valley. And I just didn't at first know kind of what I wanted to do. And I realized that they don't have to be together. The kitchen and the living room, those were kind of the two things that she wanted the views from. So which one was going to get the view? This is actually pretty neat. This is like for your dish rags and then like your soaps and stuff, just kind of right here. And you know, with being modeled after like an older home, they didn't have that anyway. They were typically, the kitchen would be away from the living room and all the other rooms and stuff like that. So once she realized that, it was game on, and it was pretty neat. Anyway, dishwasher, double ovens. It's like a warming drawer down there on the bottom. And then this right here is actually a cleaning kind of drawer slash cabinet. So you can put your broom and everything right in there, which is pretty neat. And then a 45 wall into your pantry space. Again, this is actually, so it's a stained glass, but since there's no like light behind it, they had to put an LED back behind the glass itself. And it's actually pretty neat because it's in the wall, like it's not here, right? Which is cool. Anyway, you have your storage pantry, and then you have kind of your working pantry a little further back. And they actually, they were explaining this to me. What is the beams? It's a glue beam, whatever it's called. Y'all tell me down in the comments. I know y'all know what it is. But anyway, they had gotten rid of it, and she saw it just in the junk pile, and she was like, oh my goodness, let's turn that into a table. So they sanded it down. Looks kind of neat. And then this just like oval window looking out onto the front porch. Just tons of stuff. Like I love all the little details. And I love this tile in here. I think this looks super neat. So this is the mudroom coming in from the garage. But it's kind of like weathered with a little bit of that teal color in it. And then from there, we'll step out here. It is set up for the parade, which I think kicks off on Tuesday. I think, well, maybe it started on the 5th. So it's been going for a little bit, but a couple days. Anyway, let's see what all we see in here. Got the two. That might even be only big enough for one, huh? But that's about all I see. You've got access out onto this back garden space that we saw. And then from there, we'll work our way upstairs. Go check that out, and then we'll come down to the basement. So what are you thinking so far? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is there anything you want to change or rearrange? This is probably one of the coolest spots up here. It's just this massive open like kids area. Check this thing out. Now I'm walking on some plastic, so hopefully it's not crunching too loud, but pretty neat. Got the little slide, all the stairs, tons of space in here. And then we'll dive into some of these rooms. So you do have the elevator door right here, another little office space. Try not to crunch. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it. It's a little distracting. But kind of cool looking. And then this upper deck area was made so that whoever's working here in the office space can kind of come out and work out here if they wanted to, take in some of these views, right? Which is pretty cool. I feel like it's really neat to have a lot of this outdoor living space. And then let's see. Over here we also have kind of the craft room area. We've got the vaulted ceiling in here. There are 2 storage closets on either side of the doors. And then you've got like little crawl space access over here as well. Another closet. And then this is, I think, one of the only standalone full bathrooms in the house. And y'all, this thing is wild. So first and foremost, of course, they went with like a floral tile pattern to actually match this little vanity over here, which is pretty neat. You've got the medicine cabinet built into the wall with some fun little sconces. And then another partition wall with the toilet. But just kind of neat. I like the detail in the floor with the flowers. And they did the same thing and just kind of alternated it in the shower. So this is the second home, and you got this little linen closet right here as well. Oh, there's also attic access up above us. But anyway, this is the second home we've toured here in Utah for this parade. And y'all, I love coming here. Not just because of the views, right? Because the views here are spectacular, but the homes, oh my goodness, they do them up for sure. And they're just unique and interesting. But then you've got like this little, honestly, I would almost turn this into like the office space, other than the fact that you have that balcony out there. But that's just me personally, right? Because that side over there can just be for all the kids and grandkids and everything. But kind of a cool little library setup over here. And then into this bedroom, which is kind of, it's like 2 bedrooms in one. So this is for when their kids and grandkids come over, they can have a space to kind of, kind of hang out and stuff. There's one here, and then there's like a secondary ish master bedroom down in the basement as well. So another closet. And then into this space, which sits out over the top of the garage. And then it has this fun little balcony spot, which I didn't even walk out here. This is the one that you really see when you pull in the drive. kind of cool looking. And then from here, we'll go on down to the basement. If you are looking to build your home, reach out to our good friends over at professionalhomeplans.com. While you can't build this exact home with them, you can draw inspiration from it and work with their design team to craft that kind of perfect dream home for you and your family. And even if you don't want to pull inspiration from this home, there are tons of other homes that we've toured all across the country, you know, that you could easily pull some inspiration from. But if you still can't find any inspiration from any of those homes that we've toured, they also have tons of different pre-designed floor plans for you to choose from. And then you can work with their team to kind of tweak those and craft those into your perfect dream home. So if you, again, are looking to build your home, start with professionalhomeplans.com. You can find the link in the description. All right, down here in the basement, again, tons of things going on. So the owner, she joked, she was like, the home was designed by a woman. So there's like storage, like literally everywhere is some storage. So we're not gonna go over here. She said there was a bunch of stuff in those, but you've got some understairs storage and then just some more storage closets. And then here, kind of in this hallway, again, more storage closets. And then just kind of around the corner from the stairs, you've got this little hall with two more closets. You've got some linen closets over here. And these lead into this bedroom. So this is one of two bedrooms down here in the basement. Again, you know, more spectacular views. And then into its ensuite. And I think every room, with the exception of the one upstairs with like that bonus kind of bedroom up above or connected to it, have their own en-suites. So you got the single vanity in here. And just kind of a fun tile on this tub. And then on the opposite side of the room, you've got this massive closet. And then almost like a little linen closet when you first walk in, or some other type of storage closet. Like I said, just a whole heap ton of closets. Not just down here, but I feel like throughout most of the home. But then you have your yoga room and exercise room. So if you're into like antiques and stuff, I wish, what'd she say, this was like, it was I don't know, a doorway imported from India, right? That they turned into a mirror, which was cool. I don't know. That's the type of stuff. It's those stories, I think, that make the home special, and uniquely someone's, right? I feel like I can show homes all day long, but at the end of the day, that's kind of what gives the people, is what gives it character, you know what I mean? Maybe that's something we need to don't tour anymore. I'm just kidding, I would never do that. I'm always going to tour new homes, but just go find these cool, unique homes with backstories from people. Anyway, this is your side elevation of the home. And it's actually, I didn't even notice this. It's got this other garage. I guess that's what would be the two-car garage, right? And that must have been what one of them doors were for that said storage. It was ultimately for garage access, which is neat because I feel like the other garage door up there, it looked like it would only fit one car anyway. But anyway, tons of outdoor space. It's kind of a cool look. Got some outdoor speakers, right? And then next to that, you have this gym room. And then we start getting into some more fun stuff over here. So this is the lower level laundry room. Oh, I think this is another, I think this must be two standalone bathrooms. So you got this one's got like a fun tile or a fun countertop. It's got a single vanity. Then the toilet, and then the shower. And I like this, I like the tile on the floor because it just looks like bubbles. And then around the corner, again, elevator access. And then you also have some more storage. And then you have double doors into kind of that secondary master suite down here on the lower level. So perfect if you've got older kids and stuff coming over, you know, if they're married, maybe they've got kids, like just tons of different places for them to hang out. And then we'll step into its closet and then into the ensuite. This one's got like a closet inside of a closet. I would imagine some of these closets are, maybe the ones on the other side closer to that garage door. That's probably where you're gonna find like your furnace, your water heaters, you know, all that stuff. And typically we would show that, but you know, when we tour homes that someone actually, you know, is living in or moving into, we'll leave that stuff alone. So if you're new here. But anyway, and then into this shower, got like a nice bench back there. And then around the corner is the toilet. All right, y'all let me know what you think about this home down in the comments. If you want any more information on a home like this or JLR Contractors, you can find that information right down there in the description. With that, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you go on to have a fantastic day. And as always, my name's Timothy. I look forward to seeing your beautiful face in the next one.